Shabbat Shalom and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Temple Beth for Friday night services. See a lot of new faces here, so welcome. Bruchim habayim, good to have you here. And also to those who are tuned in virtually from home, wherever you are, Shabbat Shalom. And Shana Tova, Happy New Year. Good to see everybody back here. And we are kicking off our Shabbat with Shir Chadash on page 344, Sing Adonai to God, a new song.
Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shirul Adonai, Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Shir Hadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Shir Hadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
And of course, to kick off Shabbat, we're about to light the Shabbat candles. And we have somebody reciting the blessings virtually, just Phyllis Neff. Good to see you tonight, or hear you in a moment, Phyllis.
Hi, Phyllis.
Blessings on pages 2 and 3, if you want to follow along with those.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you, Phyllis.
Thanks. And speaking of light, we're on page 14 on the bottom, on the very bottom, Ozahu ala Tzadik, bright stone for the righteous, radiance for the upright. Let's join together.
Join me in this Sephardic or this Hasidic melody. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. La la la, ya la 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 la. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Ozahu ala Tzadik, Uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 la.
With that, we turn to page 20 for Lecha Dodi, our hymn to bring in the Shabbat bride. We're going to be doing the verses 1, 2, 5, and the last one. And as usual, as our minhag, our custom, we rise for the last stanza facing the entry point. The same goes for the folks at home, wherever the Shabbat bride may enter in your places. Page 20.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiyochad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem tiferet l'tehila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelcha, ihi mekor habraka, merosh mikedem nisucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat ilah. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hit'oreri, ki ba'orech u'mi'ori, ori shedaberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, tochem ulei am segula. Boi hala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Have a seat. As we're on the welcome wagon, we continue on page 24 for Shalom Aleichem, as we bring in the Shabbat angels as well.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
To page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yamad yivrach chilutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayechon Beit Yisrael bagala bagala ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
Amen.
יהי שמרה ומבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו בריחו לעילה מן כה ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ודחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
About to rise on page 28 for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Folks at home, if you also want to please rise as you're able, facing east, wherever it is from your direction.
Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 oh ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed.
ya la 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 oh ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la
On page 31 on the top, and we read together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide, time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
Page 32, Ahavat Olam, we join together.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot u'kibo Hatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Algen Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, uvkumeinu nasiach v'chumecha, v'nizmach b'divrei Toratcha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. יהם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Vaed.
Please have a seat. Page 36 on the top. Join together in the chanting God with all your heart, all your soul, with all your might.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וגשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 41, and we're going to be joining together in English and then turning to the right side for the Micha Mocha. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. The soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yabba ba bim bim ba, yabba ba ba bim ba, yabba ba bim bim ba, yabba ba ba bim ba, lai 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 lai, yabba ba ba bim ba, bam, yai, lai, la, lai, 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 ya, ba, 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 bim, bam. Mi kamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osef melech, Torah tehilot osef melech, malechut echarahu banecha, Kokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Zeli zeli alo ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Hey, yabba bim bim bam, yabba bim bam, yabba bim bim bam, yabba bim bam, lai 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 lai, yabba bim bam, lai 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 lai, yabba bim bam. ונאמר כי יפקד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
For Hashkivenu, turning to page 43, creative take on this prayer, asking God to guide us and guard us as we enter the night.
Join with us. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashivenu leShalom. Ve'havidenu Shomrenu leChayim, Ufros haReishim Zuchat Shlomecha. Adonai Eloheinu, Hashivenu leShalom, Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashivenu leShalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Baruch atah Adonai, aforei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Continue. The next page, page 44. We're joining together for Vishamru on the top.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי בעיני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
With that, we turn to the Amidah, the standing prayer core of our service. It's on page 46 where we begin. And please rise as you're able. Folks at home as well, facing east from your direction.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufiya ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Adorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chazdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Maged. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'lam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mashih haruach u'morid hagashem, bechalkel chayim bechesed. Mechaye Hakol berachamim rabim, somer noflim verofe cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bal givurot, O midom elach, melech memit, o mechayeh, o masmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelu hasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please have a seat, everybody. And page 55 on the top, we read together in the English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who forever find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Page 57, read together in the middle, the English. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha, b'yirah na'avod.
Let's return to page 58. This is Modim, our prayer of thanksgiving. It has become also our custom here for the last year or so. Let's think about, we're at the brink of a new year and asking ourselves about what are we grateful for? What are some of the things that we're looking forward during this year and that we hope to achieve? If you want to, just feel free to share like in a word or two what some of these things are. Folks at home, if you want to use the chat to share, use that one to share that with us as well. That's an option as well. To kick us off, Kenta, anything going on this year?
Let's see, what's going on this year? Yes, we're getting ready for Purim. I'm getting ready for Shabbat Shira, which is next weekend when we read Moses' Moses' Song of the Sea, and I present a musical sermon, and what else? Lots of things going on. Even though we're still in this time of wearing masks, things are continuing to move forward, and that's what we just need to do.
Same to see, good to see everybody again in person, and also reaching already, things are getting traction in terms of transition. Things are shaping up more. So as we're moving further into this year, we also things continue to move that way and get us ready for new beginnings in all of our lives, in our community, in our personal ones. So that's definitely something looking forward to. Is there anybody else, something somebody wants to share in a few words, a word or two? Please feel free to do. Can go around. Not everybody at once.
It can be a little thing.
Yes, please.
Oh,
yes.
Mazel tov. Congratulations.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
He is snowed in. He can't get over a pass to get home.
Oh, there's more. Yes. Terry. Oh, Mazel tov. Congratulations. That's wonderful. New grandson for her. If that's not a new beginning, then I don't know what is. Awesome.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. And again, as always, homework, folks, go out there, make something wonderful happen. Come back and tell us all about it. On the bottom of page 58, let's join together for the Chatima, the closing of the prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot.
And with that, we turn to page 60 for Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Atom Melech Adom Lechol HaShalom. Shalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים
ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל, בשלום. Take a moment of silence now for the prayers of our heart. If you want to, when you see readings on page 62, 63, or just whatever your heart tells you at this moment. We'll come back in a moment.
This prayer, L'Ador Vador, says, to all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity we shall proclaim your holiness, O God. Your name shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, the holy God. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. Ulenetzach netzachim kedushacha nakdish. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. Ulenetzach netzachim kedushacha nakdish. V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed. V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. L'Ador Vador, nagid godlecha. Ulenetzach netzachim kedushacha nakdish. Ki el melech gadol v'kadosh ata. לדור ודור נגיד לך. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. It's been more than 40 years since Neil Young's #1 hit, Heart of Gold, rocketed up to the American and Canadian music charts. Though its timeless flair and importance got further reaffirmed in 2005, when it was named the 3rd greatest Canadian song of all times. Did you know there was a thing like, Canadian favorite songs of all times? Now you know. Apart from personal relevance, I think the song also summarizes in a nutshell the striving of the Jewish people for centuries, having been spread over all the world in search for that special place and people with the proverbial heart of gold, where we could be ourselves for who we are and live our lives in peace with those around us. This week, we read Torah in the Torah, Parshat Bo. This portion, the 3rd one in the book of Exodus, includes the 2nd part of the plagues that hit Egypt, among them locusts, darkness, and the death of the firstborn sons of the Egyptians. And also, of course, the very first Passover. Throughout the whole story, we have this interesting recurring statement that God would harden Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the Israelites leave. That was always something that struck me. In biblical times, though, if you think about it, the hardening of the heart might have had a different association than what we have today. Today, we used to speak of our hearts. We think about it, the seat of our emotions, our feelings, and also think about, in a month or so, upcoming Valentine's Day, all the varieties of heart-shaped candy, greeting cards. But the Israelites, the ancient ones, on the other hand, saw the heart as the seat of the intellect, of thinking, and as reasoning. So what we associate with the brain in our time. The seat of their emotions was actually their kidneys. Might be a bit hard for us to imagine today. Picture somebody carving I, kidney, you into a tree or something like that. Also haven't seen candy in that shape yet. Any urologist here? Tell me if I'm wrong, but okay. Anywho, in German, we have an idiom, jemand auf Herz und Nieren prüfen, to examine someone as to their heart and kidneys, which is based on this very same biblical idea and corresponds in English about to put someone to the total test, to inspect somebody as to the wholeness of their being. So when we get back into the text, we now can understand this hardening of the heart as the blocking or petrifying of Pharaoh's thinking, making it impossible for him to change his mind. But if Pharaoh could not change his mind of his own volition, doesn't this speak against some of the Torah's basic precepts that human beings have the opportunity to practice free will? In biblical terms, that would mean to be your day tov vara, knowing between good and bad. So how could somebody be punished for something they weren't responsible for? And guess what? The rabbis of antiquity asked themselves the very same question. They came up with several explanations, usually trying to show that there were special circumstances justifying God's actions. Some of them see it as some sort of payback for Pharaoh's killing of the firstborn sons of the Israelites. Others saw God as only bringing out the evil plotting that had already been present in Pharaoh's heart, that did not need to get planted there in the first place. Another opinion stressed that Pharaoh continues to act evil throughout the whole story and is clearly incapable of refraining himself from this moral downward spiral. If you look at the text ourselves, is that really the message the text wants to convey? After all, the phrase stating God hardened Pharaoh's heart shows up 10 times throughout the whole story. So it wasn't merely a single occurrence or fluke. How do we make sense of that? Maybe we can get better understanding if we consider the general intent of the story, by extension, the whole intent of the whole book of Exodus, to tell the story of the formation of the Jewish people, as well as divine deliverance from slavery to freedom. In ancient Egypt, Pharaoh himself was revered as a god. So the fact that the God of the Israelites could play with him that easily and make a fool of Pharaoh serves to show that God's true power, which no other can surpass, that alone a human being. So, in other words, the story does not necessarily deny the human capability to enact free will. It also shows that all human action is ultimately subordinate to the will of God. As a concluding thought, we know that the Torah is full of plays on words, double meanings. The rabbis of the Midrash use these words, for example, the root to harden, kavad, to also form the word kavod, honor. So when God hardened Pharaoh's heart, he ultimately does so for God's own honor and glory. When Pharaoh does not heed you, I will lay my hand upon Egypt and deliver my ranks, my people, the Israelites, from the land of Egypt. And the Egyptians will know that I am Adonai. So, as we keep mining for that heart of gold in our lives, maybe keep an open heart and open kidneys for those around us who are downtrodden and oppressed, so that we may once more become God's partners in making this world a better place. Shabbat Shalom. And next, I would like to invite Sylvia Fredkin for the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm welcoming you from virtual as well as the attendance here live. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the service. It's been very wonderful to listen to the music. Thanks to Rabbi, the cantor, to security, to the sound streaming team and service supporters. There's a lot of people that make this service happen. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, the Torah service will be, the Torah study will be at 9 a.m. and Shabbat service at 10, and Havdalah will be at 7:30. This week, there are many events coming up. As the cantor already mentioned, next Friday's service is Shabbat Shirah, and a lot of melodies for the chanting of the candlelight blessing will be displayed. I guess come January 12th, this Wednesday, there'll be rehearsals for Purim Festival. So it looks like, according to the bulletin, you don't have to have an amazing voice. You just have to want to have some fun and be a part of this. Every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month, is the Jewish Book Club. So everyone is welcome. This Sunday, January 9th, there will be a sisterhood Zoom event. Dr. Madeline Katz, who is an educator, will be talking about finding comfort in uncomfortable prayer. It will be a Zoom event and probably will help us to be more attentive in terms of prayers when we are praying. January 9th is Sunday, and the 13th, there'll be a virtual event for parents of children who are in the Jewish education program here. It'll be, like I said, the 9th and the 13th. It is hosted by Leslie Bright, the Director of Education and the Education Committee. This Monday, it looks like we're going to have on Zoom short plays that will be coming from New York. And one of the writers of the plays will be presenting a play for us in May. So it should be interesting. And this, not this coming Sunday, but January 16th will be Tu B'Shvat, an event for the religious school at Snake Lake Nature Center. So as always, if you are in need of help or would like to give help to the synagogue, please let clergy know, or leadership, or our staff. Stay well and have a wonderful week.
Thank you. In the midst of our Shabbat rest, let's take a moment to think of those who need of healing, body, mind, and soul. If there's anybody of whom you're thinking at this point, kind of go around in a moment. If you want to share their names, folks at home, feel free to put their names in the chat on the bottom.
Thinking of those who lost someone or was injured in the January 6th uprising at the Capitol.
We also include those more than 1 million people infected in one day here in the United States of COVID. So it's still a very high number. So I also hope for speedy recovery and healing for them as well. Our plea to God, Misha Berach, for healing is on page 253 in the middle of the page. Let's join together.
May the source of strength, oh, bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeach imotenu mekor Abraham. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We turn towards the concluding prayers of our service. First, the Aleinu, you can find on page 282 and then 287. Please rise once more as you're able, and folks at home, please do the same, facing east on your location.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please have a seat. We now take a moment to think of those who are no longer with us. And first, I convert any of those who on a period of mourning of Shiva or Shloshim, first 7 or 30 days of mourning, to please rise at this moment. The same goes for people at home, of course, as well. And in our community, we commemorate John Levine, Cantor's brother, who passed away on Wednesday from pancreatic cancer and was laid to rest earlier this afternoon. To him and to all the other mourners, we extend the traditional words of consolation. Hamakom yenachem etchem b'toch she'ah avalei Tzion b'Yerushalayim. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. Just anybody who's commemorating the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one, please rise at this moment. For those folks at home as well, of course. From our community, commemorate the following on this Shabbat: Earl Kesher, Herbert Chaim, Samuel Allen, Molly Engelberg, Theophil Feist, Margaret Faggi, John Franklin, Mary Garden, Molly Sussman Gronbaum, Kevin Hall, Mary Hamlin, Honest Harley, Wendy Hitchings, Cecil Hurst, Griselda Bay Blair, Helen Leichman, Shirley Lockett, Geraldine K. Mann, Seema Maltz, Bob Morrison Jr., Beatrice Neff, Cesia Ossington, Stella Pearls, Ida Rudnick, Jane Seitz, Shira Senegal, Bernard Simon, Miriam Sklar, Rorby Slotnick, Dorothy Stock, Philip Sussman, Cheryl Torm, Rita Weinstein Rome, and Milton Rosweiler. Is anybody else whom you're thinking whose name was not mentioned yet, please feel free to add their names. Same for folks at home, feel free to share their names in the chat. For all them, we rise as a community, as you're about to recite the Mourner's Kaddish. You can find on page 294. Please rise as you're able at home as well. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divra chirotei, v'yamlich malchotei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitada, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei de Kudusha, Brichu, Leela, Min Kol Birchata, Veshirata,
תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may their memory be a blessing. Please have a seat. Before we close, once more thanks to everybody who had a part in the services here today. Service supporters, Larry Schlossel, Silver Fredkin for announcements, Phyllis Neff virtually for the lighting of the candles, and also Benjamin Sivan and Bob Gordon on the Temple Tech team. Thank you guys as well. Outside, keep in watch is Sean Bethel, head of our security committee. Thanks as well. And to Debbie, it's always beautiful on the piano. Thanks for that. And we close with Adonolam on page 321. Let's join together for this. And
join with me. This is a melody that I wrote for the community a couple of years ago. And I hope that you'll catch on. It's very, very simple, but a very soulful melody. I wrote this because of the last verse, which says, "Into my hands I entrust my spirit. When I sleep and when I wake, and with my spirit, my body also, God is with me forever, and I shall not fear." Join with us. Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר לעד נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו לכחבירה בלי ראשית ולי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעד נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעד נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא בידו אף כי רוחי בעת אישה Ati Adonai li velo ira. Adon olam Hashem alach beterem kol yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'chetzoro azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. One more thing to do, which is the Kiddush and Motzi. You can find it on page 5 in your books. If you want to join together for that one as well, please rise as you're able. Folks at home as well if you can. Or grab your Kiddush cup, feel free to do.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon Inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit Kihu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu gidashta mikol ha'amim Ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'beratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh al-Shabbat L'chaim.
And round 2, the Motzi. Let's join together for this as well.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'ah. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful Shabbat, everybody. There's going to be some challah on the bench over here. If everybody wants to grab a slice on the way out, please feel free to do so. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.